Hello there, welcome back to Blue Harvest Vintage Toys, and this is the ongoing series of the vintage figure line, and I'm going to carry on with the last of the 4 figures from the early bird kit. And as you can see, it's Han Solo's faithful furry co-pilot Chewbacca. Now Chewbacca was one of the 2 figures that from the first 12 figures that weren't remodeled, retooled, reimagined in the further lines, and the other one we've already looked at, and that's Darth Vader. Whereas Darth Vader could have had a loose lightsaber, I don't think there's any way that Chewbacca could have been improved. He certainly didn't change at all through the 3 movies, so there would have been very little point to retooling him. Whereas the majority of the figures in the vintage line do have some variants in one way or another, Chewbacca really didn't have any variants. The nearest we got was the early bird kit with the green translucent bowcaster. Indeed, the figure itself was only available from 2 different factories, Hong Kong and Taiwan. The Hong Kong COs are CO 1, 2. 2 has got a green pouch as well. You can get it, talking of variants, there's a green pouch variant. CO 3. No CO with big writing, CO removed, and the Taiwan CO. The sculpting of the fur on Chewbacca shows some of the simplicity of the original line, and the difficulty of capturing some of the strange creatures that came with the imagination of George Lucas. Indeed, Chewbacca's bandolier strap and pouch are part of the same mould as his head and torso, and as you can see, this is one of the tallest figures on the original line. I did have this figure growing up. I mean, you had to have it. It was part of the gang, wasn't it? It was part of the main characters. But it's quite surprising that I never really liked this figure, as the character of Chewbacca is probably one of the most important characters. On the outside, it looks like he doesn't do a lot, but to me, he persuaded Han to come back to help Luke at the end of Star Wars to help destroy the Death Star. He helped 3PO in Empire. He also got that Scout Walker in Return of the Jedi. And he did help meet the Ewoks with using his stomach. Going back to his weapon again now, though, the bowcaster was never really accurate to me. Wasn't screen accurate. It's very unusual that it wasn't really a crossbow, was it? Like it was in the movies. But the only thing about it was it actually fit into his hand. It clipped onto his arm, but it actually fit in his hand. And that was probably the coolest feature about him back then. I mean, he's only got 4 points of articulation, as his head can't move. So I'll move on to the packaging now. It was obviously, as I said, in the early bird kit, in that little tray, that little plastic tray and a baggie. But you got him on a 12-back card with his hair slicked back, and it looks like the publicity shot or just a shot from Mos Eisley. You could also find him on a 20-back Star Wars card, an Empire Strikes Back card, Return of the Jedi card, and then they changed the picture to the frizzy hair Jedi one. Maybe they could have changed the figure as well. That's one option that could have gone down. But that was on the Return of the Jedi, Power of the Force, and Tri-Logo cards. You could also find him in the Special Action Figure Set 3-packs. I think I mentioned it last time with the R2-D2. In the Droids set, surprisingly enough. Chewbacca was a must-have character, especially back when you had only 12 figures. But later on, in other lines, it was very easily picked up. They were plentiful, and you never needed to replace him. His head was never going to fall off. He was never going to lose that bowcaster, because it was strapped to his arm. And even though they did repackage him further on, unless you played with him that much, all his paint had come off his bandolier, you wouldn't need a new one. I really do wonder why there's not a plentiful amount of Chewbacca's on Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi cards. Maybe they didn't make as many of that figure because they knew that kids already had him. But they did with Vader, and you see lots of Vaders. But I guess Vader is less indestructible than Chewie. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the little Chewie story. If you've got any memories of collecting this figure or picking this figure up, let me know in the comments below. And indeed, if you got any multiples of him. But I very much doubt it. Also, leave in the comments below which figure you would like to see next. I think we're fair game now in the first 12. But it is looking like it might be 3PO We can't leave him out, can we? Please like, subscribe, and share these videos out so we can make this community grow. And check out live streams, Monday to Friday, Talking Toys with the Pala Boys. So thank you for watching, and may the toys be with you.
And they can pop off super easily.